Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to go through ChatGPT and the search function that it has. And as you know, ChatGPT has a knowledge cutoff point, and speaking from March of 2025, the knowledge cutoff point is on June 2024. So most things that have happened after that, it cannot really know in detail, and that's where the search function becomes really useful. So this is going to enable ChatGPT to access real-time information, and it's going to be able to answer current events, giving you the latest information and then deliver very accurate responses. So disclaimer, as I'm making this video, the web browsing via ChatGPT is not really available via API just yet. So the way that ChatGPT's new search engine works is you basically going to ask it a question that requires current information, and then ChatGPT is automatically going to search the internet, or when you explicitly tell it to search the internet. So it's going to know whether to search the internet or not search the internet based on the query that you give it. So sometimes it is automatic, and then sometimes it's not really automatic. So just depending on the query, it's going to know if it needs to search the internet or if it does not need to search the internet. So this is currently available to all users. As far as I know, I haven't really seen a limitation as of yet. I've been using it for a while, but I haven't really seen a limitation as of yet. So it used to be only for the pro users, but right now it is currently free to everyone. One key limitation, and this is a caveat that goes with any other AI, is always know that the chances of hallucination are still there, So always make sure that any information that you get, you always double check. I'm going to show you a couple differences of ChatGPT's with internet and also without internet. So the first prompt that I'm going to have here is who is Ian Ochieng. So I'm just going to copy that prompt and then paste it here. I haven't really turned on the search function, so I'm going to click enter. So as you can see, it's the prompt that's giving me, the answer is giving me is Ian Ochieng is a multifaceted creator with a strong focus on AI, storytelling, and cultural preservation. So this is giving me an answer based on what it knows about me, because I have the memory function turned on. So it knows me now. So, and this is what it's giving me. It's giving me an answer based on who I am and what it knows about me. Like it knows the fact that I have a Before AGI podcast. So it knows little things about me. Now I want you to see the difference between this and what it's going to give me when I explicitly tell it to search the internet. So it's the same query, it's the same prompt, it's the same question, but now I'm going to turn on the search the web function, and then I'm going to click enter. So who is Ian Ochieng? Same thing, but right now it is going to search the web. So you can see the answer is different. So right now it's giving me Ian Ochieng is sports management and basketball. I have no idea who. University of Michigan. Ian served as a student for the men's basketball team in September to April 2024. Product management, international relations, criminology, politics. So it does not. So there's nothing about me that it's giving me an answer from. So you can see that's the differences that you get with the search function turned on and the search function turned off. So when the search function is turned off, it's going to go based on memory, based on the memory that it already has, and then give me an answer based on that. And that's what it knows about me. But now specifically when you turn the search function on, it's going to go and scour the web and then look for other answers. And you can see there's a very big difference between those two. Now I'm going to search for current events, and I'm going to search specifically for the MacBook Air with M4 chip. This is a laptop that was released by Apple on March 5th, I believe. So I'm going to search for this one, and I'm going to search for it with the internet on and then with the internet off. So remember that the cutoff point for search for ChatGPT currently, as of making of this video, is of June 2024. So it does not really have the information on the MacBook Air with the M4 chip. So I'm going to copy that, and then we're going to start with without internet and then with internet. So go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to paste our prompt there. So what is MacBook Air with the M4 chip? And then I'm not really going to turn on the internet there, and then I'm just going to click enter. So it does know, like just based on that, it knew based on the prompt context, it knew that it had to search the web, which it did. And you can see it has given us a really good one. Oh, this is actually really good. And you can see here at the very bottom, we have the sources of where it got that information from. So you can always double check. There we are. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to turn the internet on and then search. So we just want to see if you're going to get different results. So the MacBook Air M4 is Apple's latest generation laptop. Key features, these are the key features, considerations, latest news. So you can see here it has like the latest news, which is something that we didn't have in our previous prompt. So let's come to the okay, so this is what we have with the internet turned off, and then this is what we have with the internet turned on. So for example, here we can see that here we have the latest news on the MacBook Air was with the internet turned off. We only have sources, previous videos that have been made, but no recent news. The other question will be, how do you know that ChatGPT is using the internet? And the best way to know is when you come to your answer. So for example here, what is a MacBook Air M4 chip? At the very bottom we have sources. So when you click on sources, you can see that it has different sources that it scoured the web from. And then same thing that we have with when it turned on the internet, you can see here we have the sources here. So every time that you see sources and there are links, for example, here this is a link that you can click to, and then it's going to go to a web source. So every time that you see sources, it just shows you that ChatGPT has scoured the web to get that answer. So something that's always going to be important is make sure that every time that you are using the ChatGPT search function, make sure that you use clear language, especially when it comes to your prompts. And if you want it to explicitly search the internet, put that in the prompt, or just turn on the search the internet button. And then it's always good to use follow-up questions so that you can get as best of an answer as you want. And if you started without the internet, you can always ask in a previous question. In the next question, you can always add. So for example, okay, so in this part here, the web browsing here was not turned on. We did not turn it on. And then here I can come and ask it any recent news. And then I can come and turn the search the internet on, even though in the previous prompt it was turned off. So you can turn it on in the next one, and then this one is going now to search the web. As you can see, it was searching the web, and then here and it's now giving you the recent news on that as well. And at the very bottom, you also get the sources. So that's something that's kind of useful. You don't necessarily have to open a new chat to continue that conversation. So some limitations will be accuracy check. So while the tool is going to fetch current data, always make sure that you verify the details and the sources that it got the information from. And like I said, ChatGPT and any other LLM is prone to hallucinations. It is getting better as these models are getting smarter. So like I said, so it's always good to double check the information that you're getting. As much as these models are getting smarter, hallucination might still happen. So some future enhancements will be deep research, which we've already gone through in another video, and OpenAI's operator, which I'm going to go through in another video. So this is just a more advanced feature when it comes to searching the internet. For example, with deep research is where you can give it a topic and it can scour hundreds of websites and come up with a more comprehensive and a more detailed summary or a more detailed report for you. So when it comes to privacy and data usage, make sure that you do not really share any sensitive information, any sensitive company information with ChatGPT, because some of it can be used to train new models, and it's just good to have it in-house. And to make sure that your data is not really being used, you can go to the very top right, click on settings, and then under settings you can click on data control, and then data control, make sure that improve the model for everyone is turned off, and this just makes sure that the data that you're sharing with ChatGPT stays with you and it's not really used for training new models and just putting it out there. So always make sure that this part is turned off to make sure that your data stays with you. So that's it for this video. I hope that was useful. That was how the search function with ChatGPT, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.